So today we're going to be installing these Thrasher running boards by Westin on this lifted Silverado. We just finished lifting this truck with a Skyjacker lift kit, and if you guys want to know how to do that, check out the video at the link above. But today's all about the running board. So these are made from one-piece stamped steel, black powder coated. They include all of the necessary mounting hardware and bolts, and this is a no drill solution, so no drilling on your truck. Everything should bolt right up, and we'll show you guys how to do that in this video. One nice feature I really like about these are that they have these louvers in here, so if you're getting in your truck with really muddy boots, the mud isn't going to just sit on top of here. It's going to have somewhere to run off to. And a nice added effect of any running board is you get a little bit of protection for the side of your vehicle. If you guys are interested in getting a set of Thrasher running boards for your truck, check out the links in the description of this video. And anytime you guys purchase from us, we get a little bit of a kickback when you go through our links, so we really appreciate it, and it helps us bring videos like this to you. With that said, we will never give a good review to something that we don't think deserves it, and we will be doing a long-term update on these running boards in a year or two and let you guys know how they're holding up. This is all the mounting hardware. You have 4 Bravo labeled brackets, 1 Delta, and 1 Papa. You then also have some Westin overlays to cover where the brackets go, and then you have all of the included bolts and nuts that you're going to need. This is going to be installed on a gasoline truck. If you have a diesel, the installation will be a little bit different, but this video should still give you a pretty good overview of the process. At the back of the instruction manual, they have silhouettes of the driver and passenger side of the truck, indicating the relative locations of where the bracket should be installed. A little further back, they have drawings of the inside of your rocker panels, also indicating the locations and brackets that are supposed to be used. We're under the driver's side of the vehicle, and we're going to be using 3 of item number 2 in your packaging list. So basically you're going to have 4 of one type, and 3 of those are going to go on the driver's side. And the way these are going to install is just like this, basically. So you're going to find these holes right underneath the driver's side rocker panel. So you're going to use the existing hole right up here and this bottom hole right there. And we're going to be installing one right here, a second one right here, basically between the front and rear driver doors, and the third and final one all the way at the back of the cab right there. There's actually a 4th mounting point right here in the middle, however, because of this frame mount right here, you can't access it. We're working on a double cab, however on the crew cab models there should be supposedly a welded nut right here, so you won't need to use some of the mounting hardware. You'll just be screwing into that welded nut, but we are on the double cab, so there is no nut. Take a pry tool and pop out the rubber grommets right next to these top mounting holes that we're going to be going into. Now we're going to go into this bag with all of the yellow zinc coated hardware. Take your M8 U-nut clip, it's in the yellow zinc, item number 7. You're going to install one of those through this, where you just remove the rubber grommet right there, and you're going to install another one right down here. Then you're going to take the combo bolt and captive washer and lock washer. It's items number 4, 5, and 6, and you're going to use that to mount item number 2. They call it bracket number A, but in our kit it's labeled bracket B. So there should be 4 of these brackets, and again 3 of those are going to go on the driver's side. So it's going to install in this orientation right here, and we're going to use a little bit of anti-seize on these just to prevent them from corroding. Make sure you start them by hand so you're sure you're not cross-threading them. Once you have the M8 bolts started by hand, snug them up with a 13mm socket. These are really snug, so you don't want to overdo it. Just make sure they're really tight. This is definitely not going anywhere. I'm moving the rocker panel in and out there, so these are definitely secure. And take another one of the item number 2 brackets, the one you have 4 of. Take your Westin bracket covers and slip them on top of the brackets, like so. Just make sure the letters are in the right direction. So now you're going to want to take parts 8, 9, and 10. So 10 is your locking M6 nylon washer. You have an M6 bolt, which is item 8, and then item 9 are these washers. So you want one washer on the bolt head side and one on the nut side. Feed the 2 bolts through the holes in the bracket. And then loosely secure these with the nuts on the other side, not forgetting to put a washer on first. Take 2 10mm wrenches and tighten down these M6 bolts. And just make sure you have this held up against the frame of the truck. So it's gonna be out like there. Now there is some in and out adjustability away from the vehicle or in towards the vehicle. We're just gonna kind of push it all the way in so it doesn't slide off. And what we're gonna do is align this front corner with the front door seam between the front fender and the door. Now you're gonna take these brackets right here and they're gonna install underneath of here with the bolts dropping down through the brackets you just installed. It's gonna install on this rail right here, and then it's gonna drop down through this right here. Let me know when you kinda got yours lined up. Get this in there. Yep. As you can see, there's some adjustment in and out in here. We're gonna move it all the way out as far as it'll go. Now take parts 12, 13, and 14. You got a flat washer, then a locking washer, and then your M8 nut. And torque these to 18 foot-pounds. On the passenger side, it's a little bit different in that you have 3 different brackets you're actually going to use on this side, but we have to remove these grommets just the same as the driver's side. Install your U-bolts again. The back bracket is the same as the ones that you put on the driver's side. So the front 2 brackets on the passenger side are going to be different than this one. So there are, again, 2 of those M6 bolts that are going to hold in your plastic cover right here. But on the front 2 brackets, there's only 1 hole on the bracket for those plastic covers. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the letters engraved on these brackets do not match up with the instructions, but fortunately they do have pictures that line up with the item numbers, so you can match the bracket with the photo and the item number. So you want bracket 16 to install in the center passenger side, and bracket 11 or item 11 to install in the front passenger side. Remove the grommet, and we're right in front of this body mount right here. This bottom U-nut faces down in this location. Your last bracket is going to mount right up in the front of this X right here. So again, pop out your grommet. On the driver's side, we were able to completely snug these up before putting these on. However, on the passenger side, these front 2 are a little bit tighter because they install above this rail right here. So you can actually leave it loose because you can access this bolt from the top. So leave that loose and then slide this in and then tighten down that top bolt. All right. So we were just getting ready to put the side step on. We had the 3 brackets mounted and installed, and when we went to put it on, we realized that the center one was sitting far higher than both of the end ones, so that the side step was basically pivoting on this center mount. And when we took it back off and looked at it, we realized that the angle of this piece right here, so this bottom, where the bottom bolt goes through on the bracket, is angled incorrectly. So basically this part was machined wrong. So what we're gonna do, just to get this up here temporarily, is we've mounted the front and rear brackets, and we have this one in here loosely. So all we're gonna do is install the top bolt on this middle one, and then we're gonna be reaching out to Westin to get a replacement for this middle piece. Just want to pause the install for a minute and give you a quick update on that bracket we were having an issue with. We reached out to Westin the following day, and without any questions asked, they sent us out a full mounting hardware kit for these running boards. So fantastic customer service, and just thank you for standing by your product, Westin. It's very hard to find a company nowadays that is willing to do that. And I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video, but these particular running boards also come with a 3-year warranty. So that's definitely a nice perk. Anyway, let's get back to the installation. So right now we have both ends tightened down, and the side step is tightened down to both ends, and you can see just that the angle right here of this piece is wrong. So if you would push this in fully, it would try to raise the center of your side step. So we're just going to leave this bottom bolt out, tighten down this top bolt right there, and just use that temporarily. And again, we're going to reach out to Westin and try to get a replacement for this center piece over here. That's it, guys. That's how you install the Westin side steps on your Silverado. We will be reaching out to Westin to see if we can get a replacement for that one bracket. I will say though that it still feels really secure over there with how we mounted that center bracket on the passenger side. Over on the driver's side, getting in and out, everything feels really solid, at least as solid as my OEM side steps on my 2014 Silverado. So as I said, our videos will always be honest, so we'll show you when we have issues with the product, and in this case we did have a little bit of an issue that will hopefully be getting resolved quickly. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. If you guys have any comments or questions about these, please let us know. Talk to you guys later. See you next time.